I need a ride. I can't walk back to the office with her, and I don't want to stand here in a public booth fighting her either. So get down here and get us. I don't want to spend time in jail because you can't salve your conscience, Harry. What about your conscience? I shot back. Nick was all bluster. When it came down to the wire, he couldn't have left the girl alone in that part of town either. Nick growled out something that sounded vaguely obscene, then said, "Fine, whatever. But I can't get across the river very easy, so I'll be on the far side of the bridge. All you have to do is cross the bridge with her and stay out of sight. Police patrols in the area will be looking for you. Half an hour. If you're not there, I'm not waiting. Bad neighborhood. Have faith, man. I'll be there." We hung up without saying goodbye. "All right, kid," I said. "Stop kicking me and let's talk." "To hell with you, mister!" she shouted. "Let me go before I break your leg!" I winced at the shrill note her voice hit and stepped away from the phone, half dragging and half carrying her with me while I looked around nervously. The last thing I needed was a bunch of good citizens running to the kid's aid. The streets were empty, the gathering dark rushing in quickly to fill the spaces left by the broken streetlights. There were lights in the windows, but no one came out in response to the girls shouting. It was the sort of neighborhood where people looked the other way and let live. Ah, Chicago. You just gotta love big, sprawling American cities. Ain't modern living grand? I could have been a real sicko rather than just looking like one, and no one would have done anything. It made me feel a little nauseated. "Look, I know you're angry right now, but believe me, I'm doing what's best for you." She stopped kicking and glared up at me. "How should you know what's best for me?" "I'm older than you, wiser." "Then why are you wearing that coat?" I looked down at my big black duster with its heavy mantle and long canvas folds flapping around my rather spare frame. "What's wrong with it?" "It belongs on the set of El Dorado," she snapped. "Who are you supposed to be, Ichabod Crane or the Marlboro Man?" I snorted. "I'm a wizard." She gave me a look of skepticism you can really only get from children who have recently gone through the sobering trauma of discovering there is no Santa Claus. Ironically, there is, but he can't operate on the sort of scale that used to make everyone believe in him. "You've got to be kidding me," she said. "I found you, didn't I?" She frowned at me. "How did you find me? I thought that spot was perfect." I continued walking toward the bridge. "It would have been for another 10 minutes or so, then that dumpster would have been full of rats looking for something to eat." The girl's expression turned faintly green. "Rats?" I nodded. With luck, maybe I could win the kid over. "Good thing your mother had your brush in her purse. I was able to get a couple of hairs from it." "So?" I sighed. "So I used a little thaumaturgy, and it led me straight to you. I had to walk most of the way, but straight to you." What?" Questions were better than kicks any day. I kept answering them. Heck, I like to answer questions about magic. Professional pride, maybe. Thaumaturgy. It's ritual magic. You draw symbolic links between actual persons, places, or events and representative models. Then you invest a little energy to make something happen on the small scale, and something happens on the large scale as well. The second I was distracted with answering her question, the kid bent her head and bit my hand. I yelled something I probably shouldn't have around the kid and jerked my hand away. The kid dropped to the ground, agile as a monkey, and took off toward the bridge. I shook my hand, growled at myself, and took off after her. She was fast, her pigtails flying out behind her, her shoes and stained knee socks flashing. She got to the bridge first. It was an ancient two-lane affair that arched over the Chicago River. She hurled herself out onto it. "Wait!" I shouted after her. "Don't!" She didn't know this town like I did. "Sucker!" she called back, her voice merry. She kept on running. That is, until a giant, rubbery, hairy arm slithered out from beneath a manhole cover at the apex of the bridge and wrapped its greasy fingers around one of her ankles. The kid screamed in sudden terror, pitching forward onto the asphalt and raking the skin from both knees. She turned and twisted, kicking at her attacker. Blood was a dark stain on her socks in the glow of the few functioning streetlights. I cursed beneath my breath and raced toward her along the bridge, my lungs laboring. The hand tightened its grip and started dragging her toward the manhole.